Okay, people. So many times I hear people complain. I'm guilty of it as well. But I'm going to tell you what worked for me. And it was just this simple phrase. What good is it to want it if you're not willing to go and get it? I started asking myself, for these things that I so claim that I want, why is it I don't do what is required, what is needed to get them? You see, a lot of times we want things, but when we learn what it would take to get it, we find ourselves not willing to do it. What is necessary, at least, to go and get it. This is why I ask, what good is it to want it if you're not willing to go and get it? Like I said, don't get me wrong, because this question applies to me as well. I find myself always asking this question, plenty of times. In fact, it's one of those questions that I continue to ask myself regularly when I'm feeling unmotivated to do something that I know I need to do in order to achieve certain results in my life. And I can't tell you how many times I've suffered due to me failing to do the necessary things needed in order to better certain areas of my life. And it never ceases to amaze me how life teaches me lessons based off of my own actions and train of thought. A good way to describe myself was cocky and arrogant. But life has its way of showing me. And all I had to do was listen and pay attention to what life was trying to tell me. A taker is another way of describing myself at the time, because I felt that the world had owed me, so I was here for the taking. It took some time, but I learned that life is not just about taking and receiving, but about giving the best of me in every aspect of my life. I find myself always thinking back on a phrase that my father had said to me when I was younger. He said, "Son, nobody said that it was going to be easy, but things are only as hard as you make them." I'm thankful for that. And I've learned to be thankful for what I consider to be hard times, because I now know that it was those things in my life that I had thought were hard that helped me recognize my strengths. Was it easy? No. It was actually hard, because I made it hard. You know, there was times when I didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't know how I was going to make it, but I made it. I can remember nights I used to walk around wondering, where am I going to rest my head at tonight? I used to wonder, where am I going to get my next meal today? Why is it that nobody cares about me? Why did God give up on me? I would ask myself. But today, when I look back, I recognize that I was lost and that I was drowning in self-pity. Because like I said, I felt that the world had owed me, until one day I recognized that I actually owed myself. I owed myself a better me, because at the time, the current me wasn't producing what was needed to meet the expectations that I had expected for myself and my life. You see, there were certain things that I wanted out of life. The problem was, I wasn't willing to do what was needed to achieve those things. Which brings me back to the question, what good is it to want it if you're not willing to go and get it? You see, when you really want something, you won't have a problem with doing what it would take to get it, because you want it that bad. I have an uncle. He was on the track team in high school, and as a kid, I would go with my family to watch his track meets. I remember watching my uncle running. Those hurdles were in front of him, and he'd just leap over them as if they weren't even there, never breaking the momentum of his speed. Now those hurdles were obstacles that my uncle had to get past in order to reach the finish line. These hurdles today were what we call problems. Problems are obstacles. Now my uncle didn't see those hurdles as problems or obstacles. He just saw them as something that he had to get over, and his only focus is on reaching his destination, which was the finish line. You see, he wanted something, and he knew what it would take to get it, and he went and got it. Obstacles are a part of life. You're never going to change that. It's just a reality. If it's something that you want, then you're going to have to do what it's going to take and go and get it. Otherwise, what good is it to want it in the first place? Thinking about it is not enough, but it is a start. Talking about it is not enough, but it does put you on a spot to follow through. But what it's really going to take is action on your part. Putting those thoughts and those words into action. I mean, really, think about it. What good is it to want it if you're not willing to go and get it? So many times I hear people saying what it is that they want, what they plan or what they plan to do, never about what they're doing to get it done. Words sound good. Actions speak volumes. Be the captain on your ship, not a passenger. That's all I'm saying. If it's something that you want, then you're going to have to do what it takes and go and get it. In fact, start surrounding yourself around people who motivate you. Not through what you're doing, but from what they're doing. And also, get out of your comfort zone. Put yourself around people who wouldn't allow you around them unless you were about something. People who are prestigious about the company that they keep. Better yet, learn to be prestigious about the company that you keep. Sometimes, as individuals, we have to learn to separate ourselves from things that aren't good for us. Things that don't complement our goals in life. I understand sometimes this is hard. Let me explain. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes, as individuals, we have to learn to separate ourselves from things that aren't good for us. Things that do not complement our goals in life. Now, what I mean by this is, if what you want is over there, then you have to put yourself in that place. This means you have to get out of your comfort zone, transition away from your current position in life, and go and get it. Makes sense, right? I mean, how many times have we heard certain entertainers speak of how they wanted to be an actor, an artist, or a model, and so on? This was their dream, to be this. But their current position in life didn't provide the opportunities to make their dreams a reality. So they had to put themselves in the right position in order to make their chances better for their dreams to become a reality, right? You see, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. If what you've been doing hasn't been working, then you have to change what you are doing. It only makes sense. If what you have been doing hasn't been working or producing the right results for you, then change what you're doing. It's that simple. Not necessarily easy, but simple. If it's what you really want, then you're going to have to do what is required and go and get it. It's the only way. You see, I say this because I see it time and time again. In fact, I myself was doing it time and time again. Just complaining, just whining. I got an excuse for this. I got an excuse for that. I got all the answers but the right answer. And what is the right answer? Me. Why? Because I'm the problem. That's why. And for your situation, you're the answer. Because you're the problem. I'll tell you, when I ask myself, what good is it to want it if I'm not willing to go and get it? I had to keep it real with me. I had to ask myself some serious questions, which demanded serious answers. This wasn't about anybody else. And for you, it's not about anybody else. It's only about you. I recognize that my ways and my actions wasn't producing the right results. And it wasn't until I changed that a change occurred in my life. And I was like, whoa, wow. How is this? But instead of questioning it, I acted on it more and more and more. And to my surprise, more and more and more change occurred. I had to make a change. If it's something that you want, then you're going to do what it takes and go and get it. Otherwise, what good is wanting it in the first place? It's that simple. What good is it to want it in the first place?